And I've been volunteering at the Star and Shadow for just under a year now. Um, I came originally and just kind of sat and watched for a bit, and then the building festival took off in August, and that's when I really got wrapped up in the whole thing, um, and embedded myself fairly deeply in the running of things. And now I'm currently running a couple of productions out of this office. There's a film we're making at the minute called Dystopolis, which is shooting in Newcastle, Sunderland and Hartlepool, and we're filming Thursday, Saturday and Sunday, and we should be wrapped about 7 o'clock on Sunday evening, when I kill off one of my actors. It's going to be fun. Do you want to talk? Do you want me to go back about this, the stuff about this room? Or do you want to just
if you could do general first, just do a bit of a general overview of what you do. Just tell us a little bit about that, and then maybe tell us about your office.
Okay. Well, I at the minute I'm working for a charity running filmmaking workshops with ex-homeless and ex-addicts and things like that. So that's a fairly socially motivated type of project, very much issues based. Whereas and that's actually informed a lot of the stuff that I'm making at the minute, because that's the field I've been in for most of the last year. So yeah, some very worthy projects going on at the minute. I originally took over this space because it was in debate what it was actually going to be used for. It was until about a year ago an art space. Someone was doing a lot of collage work in here. It's called the Laura Ashley Room, on account of its very tasteful wallpaper. But there are other plans as to what to do with it. At the minute we don't know exactly what to do. There's the possibility it will become a lift. There's also the possibility it might become an analogue music studio. But at the minute it's the film library and the production office for AI, AVR and itinerant motion picture company. And I'm encouraging anyone who wants to come and produce movies to come and share this space, because it's a lot easier to heat this room than it is the big office out there.
So what initially prompted you to get involved here?
I was bored, but I'd walked past the doors many times, and it was never very inviting. The foyer was a confusing mess of slapped up posters and mismatched doors, and no particular invitation through. So I kind of paused on the doorstep a number of times, and then I just decided that it was worth pushing through and just coming and seeing. And I found out about the Monday meetings, and so I sat in on a number of them. Maybe for 2 months I kind of sat at the back and just kind of listened and weighed up the activities and the community and the dynamic of everything that was going on. And I spotted there was a little niche that seemed to be unmanned, which was the part of the promotion, getting the brochure out and the posters and things like that, just making sure that they were all spread around the city evenly. And so that was it for a short time, and then in August the building festival happens, where we shut down entirely and just concentrate on renovation and installation. And at that point I came in almost every day for 6 weeks. Myself and the joiner especially were here pretty much every day. There was maybe another 6 or 8 people who were here every other day probably, and another 10 or 20 people who were here at least one day a week, or a couple of evenings a week, something like that. There were and we were all skill sharing and training up on different things. So there was an opportunity to learn with a plasterer how to plaster. There's opportunities to learn joinery and little just all sorts of little handy crafty type things, as well as construction stuff, tiling and things as well. And the girls did a lot of tiling in the girls' bathroom. A handful of people trained on that. And that's basically that's the idea of the building festival, is alongside actually building stuff, that we skill share and train a lot of people up. So should they want to know, so should they be interested in learning a craft or a trade or any kind, then we can introduce them to that, and they can start the ball rolling. We worked for 6 weeks on the foyer and the box office and the storeroom, and come the end of the project, the architect turned round and told us that after something like 50 or 60 years in building, this was his favourite project ever, because of the conversation that those of us on the ground were having with him as the designer, and the ideas going backwards and forwards, and sometimes we were bold enough to just take decisions and make changes, and then brought them to him, and we swapped ideas, and just the whole process became a lot of fun for all of us, and him being the most experienced of all of us, that was just a really incredible thing to hear from him. Just a short while ago we had a group of architects visit the building, and he gave them that speech again, told them just how much he enjoyed the process of working with us, and we've exported that building festival idea to a number of other places as well. We send people out to film festivals and conferences quite often. And in Thessaloniki recently we sent Matt over there, and after one of his presentations on the way we do things here, some guys came up, I think it was from Serbia, I think. Anyway, it was somewhere in Eastern Europe. They came up and said, right, we're off home, we're going to build a cinema. It was we've directly inspired people to do these things. There was a community project that's going on over in Gateshead called Dynamics, which is a skate park ostensibly, and they completely redesigned their front of house after seeing our box office. They decided to go away and build a funky box office. Because they'd been totally inspired by the job we'd done over here, and so we've already seen these kind of knock-on effects happen in groups and in individuals, and all sorts of benefits from it. It's been fantastic.
Going back to what you were saying about the community fit, all working together on the